Hello and welcome to Kindred Art Space, home of empowered art therapy. My name is Kerryn Knight and I'm an art therapist and founder of Kindred Art Space. And our motto is where therapy begins when you walk within. And so it is when we walk within ourselves. But also to a Kindred Art Space, it's a specially designed sensory space with indoor and outdoor areas that are designed as an extension of the therapeutic services that are available for your mental health and well-being. As an art therapist, I'm joined by a psychologist and psychotherapist, and together we provide creative, expressive processes as part of our service for your mental health and well-being. And this video is a series of many information videos where I share with you the benefits of art therapy, but most importantly, my personal journey to get to where I am today and over the past many years of being in private practice. But firstly, I'm a big believer in science, and I left the corporate world behind to pursue my passion, which is helping other people find theirs. I was able to marry together my two loves of art and psychology. And in 2008, I made real my dream and vision and I became an art therapist, and I've been in private practice ever since. But back in my 30s, I became an accidental counsellor when I bought the family retail jewellery business. And within that business, some days my clients would just pop in and have a chat. And they felt safe and welcome to do so, to come in and download their day with me. And that's what I relished. And when it was time to close down that business, I really missed that client contact. So as the years progressed, so did my career, where I ventured into marketing and business management sectors, and also the community service sector, where I worked for an organisation that delivered disability and aged care, and I provided staff training within that organisation. Sure, it was a great job. I loved the organisation, what they provided community. It was well paid, but it wasn't feeding my soul. And I became more and more aware of a really widening gap in my life. It was very deep and it was very big. And meanwhile, I heard about art therapy on 3 separate occasions from 3 separate sources. And I thought this coincidence needs to be investigated. And over the next few years, I completed my qualifications in art therapy. And in my role as in the community service organisation, I was fortunate enough to have a really supportive manager who wanted to expand services with the Indigenous community in Dandenong, Victoria, Australia. And she was aware that I had finished my qualifications in art therapy and gave me the opportunity to work with the community, Indigenous community. So it was from that point that I designed and facilitated a series of art therapy programs for the Indigenous community, and I've been doing so ever since, providing rite of passage programs and other healing programs, using art as a vehicle for people to get in contact with deeper parts of themselves for their healing. And at the same time, towards the end of my qualifications in art therapy, I was taken through a mindfulness and meditation process, and it's similar to what I provide my clients today. And as part of that process, there was a guided imagery component where I was led through verbal cues to look for a messenger or a guide. And immediately in my mind's eye, I had this vision of this majestic kookaburra, and it had a message for me, loud and clear: stand in your conviction, be responsible for your healing. The timing of this message was impeccable. Meanwhile, in my life, I was becoming more and more aware of this gap in my life that needed to be filled with something meaningful. And this was getting me down physically, emotionally, mentally. My immune system was down. Everything was down, and yet this mind's eye messenger and revelation was to stand in my conviction and be responsible for my healing. If I was to get out there and pursue my dream of providing art therapy to my community, to be able to pay forward the benefits that I had gained personally from doing the qualifications in art therapy, if I was to do that, I needed to stand up and stand in my conviction to do this. But that would have meant leaving a well-paid, secure job. It would have meant getting out on a limb, as depicted in this painting behind me here. And would have taken a lot of faith, a leap of faith, to do that. And I did. And sure, it was certainly not a straight path. It was certainly one that included many twists and turns, loop-the-loops. But what also ran true for me, and what I heard in my mind's eye as well, over and over, were the words of my grandmother, who was a very creative person, and her motto was one that she borrowed from Einstein: necessity is the mother of all invention. And she used that in her personal life and her professional life. And she was a very successful businesswoman, despite the Great Depression of the 1930s, which was followed immediately by World War II. And so much so that herself, in her family business, which I was included, as well as other family members, we gained a letter of recognition from local government for the community service that we had provided over many generations. And my grandmother was the leader in that. So her personal integrity and her ability to be led by spirit were the two tools that I've also used in my personal life and my professional life. So hearing the call of that mind's eye messenger, the majestic kookaburra, to stand in my conviction, was calling me, as the roaring laugh of a kookaburra does. It called me to get up and walk my path. So spirit always leads us on our particular path, and that's what I had hope and faith to do. And that was only made available to me through that creative process. Art therapy uses creative processes. It uses mindfulness meditation, and it also uses processes that enable us to get into our body felt sense, to access the body intelligence that we all hold. And I was able to do that for myself, and I also share that with my clients and other people that I work for in professional development arenas as well. So this message I followed, and I have been following ever since. But this video shares with you just a small snippet of my personal journey. In other information videos, I will share with you the bigger picture that this representation provides. So please like, subscribe and share. That your subscription helps to support the channel, but it also lets you know when I upload, whether it's other information channels and videos, but also to my online courses for your personal and professional development. So thank you.